Do I look good, my dear?
Do
I look good today?
Hello, my fellow witches, bros, and non-binary hoes. Welcome back to another week of the Moon Piece Podcast. I am one of three hosts, Danny. To my left, we've got Kimmy.
Heyo.
And farther down the line, we have Cory.
Skibidi bip bop bop.
A lot of ease. Today's episode, we're talking about Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon. Who will come out the victor? I mean, probably both. I mean, we both love them, but at the same time,
Boo, chaos only.
only be one. So yeah, guys, are you excited for today's episode?
This should be interesting. I feel like everybody has their own childhood memories for each network. Fortunately, we don't have to put Disney Channel in the mix for this one as well because
That's
That's its own thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got Detective Conan over here. Really went in depth with his notes app open. I got mine right here too. So
Oh, I came with the smoke.
if you see us looking down, don't mind it too much.
I mean, other than that, before we get into the topic, what's going on with you guys? So what are you guys watching, playing right now?
Everyone's been talking about the new Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom, and I've never played a Zelda game in my life. I know you guys have never.
I've dabbled.
I've only played was it Link? Not Link to the Past. Link's Awakening. I think that's the only one I played, but it was the remake they came out with recently with the little cute block figures. Other than that, me and Zelda, it intimidates me.
So I was like, you know what? I asked my followers on Instagram and I said, okay, guys, do I have to watch like an intro video? What do I got to do? Do I have to get Breath of the Wild? What's the consensus? Do I have to figure it out on my own? And everyone just kind of collectively was like, play Breath of the Wild. It directly goes into Tears of the Kingdom, so I think it's worth playing both. And I was like, okay. And so I got both games, so everybody wish me luck and see how that goes.
You're gonna need a lot of time.
Yeah, I had nothing to play since I'm almost completely done filling out the Pokédex for Pokemon Violet, so I'm like...
I'm never going to fill the Pokédex for that.
I've never done that.
I messed up. The freaking stupid gimme gold thing.
Oh.
I sold mad of the gold coins.
No.
They were supposed to be sold for money because they were worth so much, but I wasn't aware
There's
that
so many of them around. They still show up.
Nah, I tapped out.
Ah.
So now I have to find individual ones in the wild.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You need 999. I only got like 600 and something.
I didn't even...
999 Pokemon?
No.
The Gimmighoul coins.
There's like these little coin things you pick up. Like these.
They turn into a big ass gold Pokemon called Goldango. It sounds crazy, honestly.
I can trade you one. I have an extra.
You have a Goldango?
Yeah.
The gold thingy?
Yeah.
Like the inflatable flailing tube man guy?
Yeah. I got it in a random surprise trade.
Well, look at that. Won't he
go.
do it? Won't he do it?
There we go. Okay, what are you guys watching?
Oh,
Jinx.
You owe me a soda. Well, before the episode started, I was talking to Cory about that new show, Hell's Paradise, by Studio Mappa. It's doing really good.
What is it?
It's heat.
I don't know.
I can't even explain.
It's like Lost. You remember that show Lost?
I never watched
island?
it. Yeah.
There's an island in the middle of the fucking ocean that's supposed to have the elixir of life, and it's just got crazy creatures, and they're creepy, and
I don't know what's going on. I'm here for it. I had no idea. Like, I watched like 4 episodes like last night at the time.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And I was just like trying to catch up because I fell behind on a lot of the spring anime. Spring, right? Where's spring?
Yeah.
Yes, man.
I was just like, all right, let me just binge a whole bunch of stuff. Hell's Paradise is lit.
Okay.
But I still don't know what the hell is happening.
I was literally staring at the icon last night, like Hell's Paradise. I was like, I don't know what this is about, but everyone's been talking about it. So
it's got a good mystery element to it while keeping you entertained with like the characters and what they're going through and some of their backstories too. It takes place in Edo, Japan.
Okay.
That's how you pronounce it, right? Or is it Edo?
Edo.
It's Edo? Oh,
you can't say yo, man.
Don't roast me for that. I knew I said it wrong, though, so that's why
okay.
It didn't even feel right when you said it. He was like, Edo?
Dude, I felt the same way. So I watched the new Fast and Furious movie last weekend.
How was that?
Oh, guys. Oh, the first movie I paid for in a while, and I had so much fun.
So you're a Fast and Furious fan?
Die Hard. It is my favorite soap opera of all time.
I've never
Soap
watched a
opera?
single one.
If you watch it under the lens of a soap opera, I promise you it's a completely different experience. Guys,
Amazing.
and it's so funny because my best friend was telling me that his wife with like a super Christian background, they love it in that community because it pushes a lot of like really
Family.
good Christian values.
Family.
And so they're loving it over there. But the reason why I bring it up was because I listened to Vin Diesel say the word maduros, and that shit killed me. I was on the floor laughing. So just hearing people...
A man of
Did
plantains.
he say it wrong?
It's just them trying to push the narrative that Vin Diesel is Hispanic. And there's no way he is. His son in the movie, black.
Yeah, he's black.
And I know you haven't watched it, so you might be thinking, oh, maybe the mom's black. No, she's the lightest skinned Argentinian woman I've ever seen.
It's the girl from the D&D movie, right?
D&D. No, I didn't watch that.
The girl who's been all over TikTok at the time of this recording.
Chris Hemsworth's wife?
Nah, the girl that's been... something Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she was in D&D. No, that's his wife, but that's not the baby mama. It was like drama. I don't want to
Wait.
spoil anything.
Yeah, we'll get
Not his
it.
baby
That's the
mom,
whole
so this is
thing.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So besides House Paradise, that's it? Just that's
No,
all
bro,
you
we
watching?
got Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer animation this season's killing it.
Amazing.
Fire.
You know, stories.
Where's Mitsuri? That's all.
Yeah, word. That's all.
Oh, the pink hair
Pink,
lady.
pink, pink, green girl.
She showed up for like 2 seconds, and I'm like,
That's what I've been.
Hello.
I'm like, Shorty been running in the woods and playing with pots for like the past like 4 or 5 episodes.
she
Like, what
rescued
is she
some of the
doing?
guys, and then and they were like, "Oh my god, thank you." And
The
like,
one thing I will say
disappeared.
is, homie that was making the sword that was locked in.
Oh, yeah.
He's a baddie.
He's a
He's a baddie. I was expecting him to look, I don't know, just
Ugly.
whack,
Ugly.
ugly whack. I just wasn't expecting him to look like a joint.
The community was definitely waiting for, because like the manga readers always knew that like he was going to be that himbo that everyone's waiting for, and now here we
Face
are.
card did not decline. Oh my god.
Weak.
Yeah, he was set going,
Yeah.
the craftsmanship of the sword it's perfect.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
it's
locked in
admirable.
while getting whipped in the back. I was like, okay, man,
Come at me with that attitude. Let's go. Sorry.
Whitney's at E.
Ha!
But yeah, no, Demon Slayer's doing good. What? Oh, Mashal. Are you guys watching Mashal?
I've
Magic
heard
and
it.
Muscle?
No.
It's like
I've
Harry
heard the
Potter
name.
and One Punch
I like
Man had a
it.
baby.
I like Mashal. Mashal's cute.
It's hysterical.
Cream puffs all over.
Okay.
I like it.
It's a good series.
Yeah.
It's a good season for anime. I started watching season 4 of Haikyuu, but it was a little hard to like find it on like
Oh.
Crunchyroll. But I'm trying to catch up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Did we all catch up on Trigun?
No.
I thought you finished it.
No. I'm only on episode 4 because I'm waiting for my best friend. He was like, "Don't watch it without me. How dare you?" So I'm waiting.
So he lapped you. You started before him and
Yeah.
then he lapped you.
No, I started.
No, he already started before.
Yeah, I had watched like the first 2 episodes.
I thought you finished it already too.
No, bro.
No,
Oh, so
we,
that's
we made him
him.
come back. Yeah.
I thought y'all both finished, and I was
No,
just the
no,
only
no.
one who didn't watch it.
No,
No,
not yet.
so I
Not
have
yet.
time.
I'm coming up.
I don't know. The
I'm also-
animation's a little weird. It's just like too video.
like
It's too
it.
video game.
I think it's fun. It's different.
Gotta evolve with the times, man. Stop living in the past.
I started watching Tokyo Revengers season 2 because I forgot now that it's on Hulu versus Crunchyroll now. I was like, let me just finally dive into it. Have something to watch. I call it, one of those laundry shows. You just have it on.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it. And Lord Jesus, I forget. It made me remember how frustrating the show is.
Takemichi is
because of the main character.
It's just
Takamichi?
everything. Yeah, everything. It's just it goes 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And that's
Yeah.
repeatedly the thing.
It's a lot to deal
Kind of
with.
like ReZero too, with the whole reset thing.
And ReZero's a little bit more like, I don't know. ReZero just doesn't feel as frustrating as when you're watching Tokyo Revengers, because Tokyo Revengers feels more like that show Erased that came out.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like that back and forth, and it's just like you keep trying to change things, and you're like, bro, you keep making it worse.
Yeah, you
Like, you keep
change
making it
one
worse.
thing, you fix one problem, and you come back and there's another one. You change something else, and there's another one. So it's like, all right, so what's really happening here?
Yeah, at least with ReZero, it's resetting because homie dies. Son just is like shaking hands with a little kid and coming back, but whatever.
So I'm like 5 episodes in, and I'm like, this motherfucker.
So you're over it.
I'm still gonna watch it. It's like watching a train wreck, but like it's repeatedly crashing and rewinding. So you got to keep watching it until like, okay, is it gonna finish this time? I don't know, but you got to see it through.
It's hard to like those reset shows. 'Cause, like,
It's the worst trope.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's us catching up on what's going on with us watching and playing and all other type of things.
should we get into the juicy stuff?
Should we get into the spicy topics?
Cartoon
go.
Network versus Nickelodeon. It's hard to choose between the two. I think all 3 of us are kind of leaning towards one direction, but we got a devil's advocate over here.
No, it's not devil's advocate.
Oh.
I'm here to play. I got time. I got resources, but I'll let y'all start it up with your Cartoon Network appraisal.
Team Cartoon Network.
Channel 32 for
Depends
New York,
Depending on what cable you had. I'll always get into arguments about what network stuff is on.
What?
It was like 31, 32, and 33 for me.
Yeah,
But
that was
'cause I
us
had
too. Okay.
Cablevision, I think.
That was New
Cartoon
York.
Network, Nickelodeon.
Yep.
But then some people would be like, what do you mean? It was like 16. And
Oh,
I was
no.
like, all right, you know what? That means
If you're
Say
from
hi,
New
you
York.
another
you
one.
had a black box cable box. You had one of those fake cable boxes. You didn't have a real cable box.
I had one of those kids.
I had one of those too.
She's like, well, damn, why you gonna shade me, bro?
No, but I didn't even have cable for a while, so I'm hella shamed.
Dude, Channel 99, you hit in the box to try to get that clear image going.
Channel 99. Phew.
We know what
Don't
about that
don't go
channel.
too far up, man.
Right.
Don't go too-
But yeah, Cartoon Network, I think, obviously overall, I think Cartoon Network has some of the better shows on there. I think that there's just a lot more. When I think of my childhood, when I think of, things I enjoyed, my mind automatically goes to Cartoon Network. It definitely doesn't go to Nickelodeon.
Quick top three. What were your top three favorite shows?
On Cartoon Network, I think I'm going to have to say, if I'm looking at my notes here, because this guy keeps side-eyeing the...
I'm just listening, bro. I'm just
listening to my argument. Courage the Cowardly Dog. So many episodes that just shook me to my core that still... I think I have real-life trauma from that episode. Like,
Which one? Return the slab.
No, not that one.
My curse.
There's one episode where there's spiders chasing him, and Courage goes to sit down on the toilet one day, and a spider comes out from the toilet, and every day I check the toilet just
in case.
because you never know. That shit happens
In
especially
Australia?
In Florida. Oh,
Australia, first of all. Australia feels like another planet. I feel like animals have evolved to a different... It almost feels like Jurassic Park.
Well, yes.
Australia's like, no offense to anybody who's in Australia, but y'all got some crazy
know.
insects,
They know.
animals, like
There's
just
warnings.
It's just different things. The mosquitoes out there are crazy.
So Courage, yeah, put that
Courage.
in there.
Teen Titans.
Yes.
An actual American anime. That definitely the theme song slays.
Oh shit, I almost fucking wrong.
Let's go.
Teen Titans, and then just to end it off, probably Codename Kids Next Door.
Very
Loved playing that
classic.
game with my cousins.
Fantastic.
All of us together, assigning numbers and roles and
Aw, that's
shiz. It
cute.
was so much fun. That's my top three. What about you?
So I am 1,000% Team Cartoon Network, but give a premise. So I didn't have cable for the majority of my life until I was 12, 13. But occasionally, every now and again, cable would throw us Cartoon Network in, just randomly for a couple weeks or so. So most of my personality came from Powerpuff Girls. And that was number one.
Yeah.
So I have multiple pictures drawing, with shirts and
You're wearing it
everything.
right now.
Yeah.
I was about the Rowdy Rough
Kim.
Boys. I like the Rowdy Rough Boys.
Yeah, I played in the
Him
schoolyard.
was always the best. Oh, my
Yo,
God.
him,
Daddy. He's a good time.
him really was slaying, son.
He
Him
definitely
really was slaying. He was stepping on necks.
Yeah.
literally.
If he was
So-
on RuPaul's Drag Race, he would be an
Oh,
all-star
1,000%.
1,000%.
Yes.
Miss Bellum.
Oh,
Bellum.
Don't even know what Miss Bellum face looked like.
The
And
baddie.
still,
Because she a butterface, let's be
Still.
honest.
No,
Nah,
there's an episode where
nah,
she reveals
nah.
and she's
Oh,
so
really?
cute. Yeah.
nah, Miss
You
Bellum.
missed that.
Even if she was a butterface, off pure
Bad
just
day.
body and usefulness and
That's why
badassery,
the mayor
smartness.
kept her around.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Pervert.
he's just like every other CEO or mayor in America.
Exactly.
Short
What you
king.
doing? Nothing.
Short king.
Short king.
Really super short king.
So Powerpuff
Powerpuff
Girls.
Girls is one. Sailor Moon. That's where this all started from.
But
Shit, it was.
It's fine. I
That's
told you,
not-
y'all could have Toonami.
if
No.
anime is involved, it's just not fair.
No. Oh, I'm
but
good.
That
Trust
was
me.
well, technically, that was one of the shows that made me run to my grandma's house, who had cable, and watch Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
They was tune in on Friday, the premiere of Sailor Moon R. And I would run to her
Yeah.
house and watch Cartoon Network.
That was back when
and
it was the
on
voice of
there.
Optimus Prime.
Yeah, it
doing
would be
the
4
announcements.
p.m.
It's
Friday.
like, tune in next time on Zoids or whatever. So like that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, none of us would probably be fans of anime without Cartoon Network introducing Toonami as a whole. Even though there was anime on
Other shows.
super early morning on Channel 11, which is, listen, if you're not from New York, you don't know what Channel 11 is for us, but WB11, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be 7 a.m. and they'd probably show maybe Dragon Ball, maybe Card Captor Sakura back in the day, or
That's a throwback.
Sailor Moon, just different stuff super early before school. But after school, Toonami, Cartoon Network, that was your gateway drug, honestly, to get into anime as a whole.
Yu-Gi-Oh, all that stuff. So that, and also Teen Titans, Starfire. I was fighting to be Starfire in the schoolyard. Starfire and Raven are fantastic. Blackfire,
Yeah.
good time.
I mean, for Cartoon Network, for me as well, like, my favorites, Dexter Laboratory.
Great.
Dexter Laboratory is up there
The
for
accent does it for me.
me. Yo, what? I didn't even know you had a good, like, Dexter voice until just now. I was like, oh.
I was waiting to come out.
You got any more? Like,
I was waiting.
you got Omelette du fromage. That one, the one who's like speaking, when he's speaking
classic.
French to all the girls.
What does he say?
You seen cheese
Cheese
omelet?
omelet.
How do you say it?
Omelette du fromage. That's all you say. He'd be whispering. You ever never seen the meme with like Dexter whispering the girls?
Yeah, that's
And
what
it's
he says.
Yo, speak to me in New York.
Dead ass.
Dead ass. Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh my god.
Balling out, bro.
That's hilarious.
That
one.
Samurai Jack.
Amazing.
Samurai Jack.
I forgot about
Absolute
that.
classic. Absolute classic. It's not fair if I include Toonami stuff, so I'll probably pivot towards Pop-Up Girls too. I really, really just always enjoyed Pop-Up Girls as a whole. The fight scenes were just like lit.
They would square up with anybody.
And then like just the Pop-Up Girls movie.
Oh, yeah.
Mojo Jojo got Dig Grimy.
Mojo Jojo.
They honestly, seeing the Pop-Up Girls movie made me feel like the Pop-Up Girls were the real villains.
Yeah.
Because
Or
Mojo
the
Jojo
professor.
didn't ask for any of that.
He pulls up to square up all the time. They won't be doing anything, and he's like, haha, I'm gonna do
You
this.
know what they
I'm gonna
did to
take
him as a
over."
kid though? He got abandonment issues. The
He do.
professor violated him.
He do.
He made Mojo Jojo first, left Mojo Jojo for dead as soon as he made the girls,
He was dirty for that.
and then just like left him in the streets with his big brain. He got Dig Grimy. He got trauma.
You know what? You're right.
He's up there with the third Hokage in Naruto.
Up
He's
there.
abandoning kids.
But it's about Nickelodeon right now for me.
All right, so like,
Okay.
well, you
So-
got these notes. Let me.
Oh no, my notes is on deck.
Well, what are your top 3 for Nickelodeon then?
Yeah.
So for
got top three.
Nickelodeon, it's very, very sparse. It could be because you're mixing in not only cartoons, but you're mixing in a whole bunch of live action shows.
Nick at
too,
Night.
right? Nick at Night, Nick Jr. Which,
What is Nick Jr.?
Huh?
I don't remember the.
You don't remember anything from Nick
the
Jr.?
repertoire of Nick Jr.
I feel like
That's
we were
that's
fully
that's
Nick Jr.
Dora. That's Franklin. That's Gullah Gullis Island. That's Face, who's talking to you every morning.
Billy?
Little Bill.
Oh, Blue's Clues was that
Blue's Clues is Nickelodeon. Y'all not even ready. I told you, I got my notes.
See, no, but I still say that was like slightly generation lower than us because my brother was watching a lot of the shows.
I remember watching Blue's Clues. So I was like 11.
Blue's Clues was
I
out when
watched
we was...
it, but that was my brother's show most.
Little Bill was out when we was...
Little Bill. I was like Billy.
Who's Little
I couldn't
Bill?
remember.
Little Bill,
the
the Bill...
black kid with the bald head, like the Caillou version. Like,
Oh,
Little
okay.
Bill.
For the people.
That's basically Bill Cosby.
you know,
I'm like, I don't want to say his name too.
Yeah.
You know, the Cosby guy.
it was still a good show. You know, it was cute.
I mean,
Taught you things.
I think there's only 2 shows on Nickelodeon that really like stick out to me.
what?
SpongeBob SquarePants,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. That show is still hilarious to this day. And Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes.
I mean, I can't speak ill of that.
Well, if we're talking about the true granddaddy of it all,
There's
Nickelodeon came first of all. That April 1st, 1979.
I think Looney Tunes would have come first, and then Cartoon Network.
Technically, that is
Cartoon
WB.
Network released on October 1st, 1992.
And when did Nickelodeon
Is
release?
it really 92? I could've
April
sworn-
1st, 1979.
Nickelodeon's been out since 1979.
Out here, bro. They kill. Here's the thing: the difference between Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network is they didn't start with animated stuff. They started with stuff of The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Clarissa Explains It All. The Secret Adventures of Alex Mack. We're talking about Animorphs. We're talking about all that early days. Like
Are
a
those
lot.
live action shows?
These are all live action shows.
I haven't heard of a majority of those except for all that.
Yeah.
I mean, the live action
show.
show.
What you're saying?
Clarissa
bro.
Explains It All.
I've heard
you
of
know
that.
Melissa Joan Hart, right? Plays
Yeah,
Sabrina's
yeah,
Teenage
yeah.
Witch. This is the show where
That's where she started from.
na 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 na. na. That's how like I forgot how the theme song goes completely. Na 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 na.
I never
na.
watched it, but I know.
I mean, this
Bring
also
up
might be
those,
me showing
yeah.
my age.
I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be like, this guy's showing his age.
Yes, 100%.
I
100%.
definitely
Clarissa explain. If the list of live action in the beginning, I'm
My
telling you,
notes, my notes.
I'm telling you, live action alone. This is why I said I'm cool with
Bro,
y'all.
live action has been not compared to animation, especially back in the day. Those acting skills are terrible. I'm sure if you watch any of those shows back to this day, no one's going to be watching them. No one's making TikTok clips.
We talking.
That's not trending.
We talking Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
We talking Zoe 101.
Zoe 101, let's be honest.
Do you see me standing here?
Don't look at me.
Do I look good, my dear?
Do
I look good today?
But like, no one's like thinking back, like, yo, Zoe 101 really slapped back in the day.
Yes, they are. No, they are.
Compared to some of the shows on Cartoon Network, you can't put Zoe 101 on the same tier as Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I could put Rugrats on the same tier. I could put Our Real Monsters.
Yeah.
Our Real
I
Monsters.
could put Angry Beavers on the same tier.
Both of those shows were B tier. Both of those, Angry Beavers and Our Real Monsters,
B tier shows.
B tier. Courage the Cowardly Dog is S tier. 1,000%.
Rugrats is S tier.
Rugrats is A tier.
Hey Arnold,
A
Rugrats
tier.
is S tier, bro.
Even with All Grown Up included, it's A tier.
So All Grown Up, if anything, brings it down a peg.
Okay, you're making my
Brings it down a peg. If we're being respectful about it, even though I liked All Grown Up,
I liked it too.
Rugrats is S tier. That's
The only S tier show Nickelodeon
There is
has
no Reptar.
is SpongeBob and Avatar.
and so Hey Arnold was a dub.
A tier. I'm gonna put that A tier. Like you can't. Hey Arnold's.
I only watched it occasionally, but even then, just watching, I was like, eh.
It's just like him. Like, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I loved Hey Arnold. I loved his room was the coolest room in probably all of cartoons.
I do agree.
With that
With the
skylight,
skyline.
with the hidden bed, even though like nobody probably wants to sleep on that bed. That bed probably
It's pretty high. Pretty high.
But it had a lot of really good stories. Stoop Kid never leaves his stoop.
Shout out to Helga, the OG
Wataki.
tsundere.
That backhand whah, to that kid who always breathed behind her.
But it don't even stop there at those cartoons. You forgetting stuff like Jimmy Neutron. You forgetting stuff like Invader Zim, Fairly Odd Parents. These are S tier shows.
Fairly Odd
bro.
Parents is
These are S
Fairly
tier
Odd
shows.
Parents, I
Like
would
Jimmy
say. That
Neutron
was-
is an S tier show.
No, bro. Is Jimmy Neutron S tier? What
Bro.
are you talking about?
Yeah, I wouldn't say S tier.
Bro, that's
Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron
plus.
combined invented some of the best crossovers.
They
we've
do.
ever seen.
Fairly
That
Odd
I
Jimmy
agree.
Timmy Power Hour.
That was fantastic.
Fairly
But
Odd
Jimmy
Parents. For sure.
is still not S tier.
But Sheen and Carl, like the whole cast that makes,
Ian and Carl.
like that's part of
they're
Jimmy.
good for meme culture.
Hilarious.
That's about it.
I mean, there's mad. Dee Dee is good for meme culture.
Dee Dee from Dexter.
Yeah.
Diddy.
That's how we're signing off every
Yo.
episode from now on.
I need to know how long you've been working on that. Because that's not just like you just tried that today.
I hear what you're saying, but you're throwing out a bunch of shows right now. Let's talk a little bit about Cartoon Network and what they have to offer. You know, we got the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, one of the most haunting TV shows, but also with like a positive twist to, not positive, but like goofy twist to it.
That's basically Our Real Monsters, though.
Not
Grim
a single
Adventures of Billy and
character
Mandy?
on Real Monsters can compare to Mandy and her ruthlessness.
Oh my
Her
god.
cold-bloodedness, that scowl. That girl, all she has to do is smile for the world to end. That's Grim, as the Grim Reaper, hilarious. With that Jamaican accent,
Yeah, but
iconic.
if we're going like a creepy premise with a comedic twist, they're both the same concept.
No, because Invader Zim did have that aspect.
And
I mean, I didn't even watch that.
Invader Zim was
I didn't
very
watch
creepy. I didn't
any
even,
of those.
I couldn't.
Invader Zim was not that creepy. Invader Zim was
I
like
heard it was
a
like,
little...
no, I heard it was like uncomfortable. Like,
The style was very just
The style
ahead
was
of its
uncomfortable.
time.
The
Like
way
it made
people,
you just
laugh.
like, ugh, huh?
It's the artwork that's like uncomfortable. It's like the character designs a little bit like when they laugh or they're being dramatic.
Just
it's a little creepy.
everything about it was very just
Isn't
interesting.
there only like 15 episodes of that though?
Nah, Invader Zim.
It didn't run that
It had
long.
like 2 or 3 seasons. Because they even brought it back for like a TV movie.
I think the
recently.
second season was like 5 episodes. You know what? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Teen Titans, iconic show. I mean, there's a lot of emotional shit that happens in there. People love that superhero stuff. What else we got? Samurai Jack, bro. Samurai Jack to this day, they just had a reboot that came out like 5 years ago. People loved that.
I mean, The Last Airbender alone really trumps most of
it
the stuff
does.
that you've even said. I mean, you did it for me by saying earlier, it was like, oh, you guys... As much as people hate Korra, I know a lot of people hate Korra. I
love Korra.
I enjoy Korra.
I liked
a lot.
her show. I didn't like Korra though.
That's fair, but
That's
the show
fair.
was
The
great.
show's fine.
Show's okay.
A win is a win.
That's true.
A
A win is a
win.
win.
I
A
like
win
the
is a
show.
win.
Both
A winning show.
Both avatars, whether it be Korra or Aang. There's still two different entities, and they're still good ass shows.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many shows that Cartoon Network has come out with themselves
Teen Titans
to that tier. Teen Titans is probably the closest one.
It's now like right there. It's like maybe not right.
Very iconic. I would say A tier. I would say call it an A tier because it would have been fantastic if it could have finished. But then considering they never finished, they had the movie and they just kind of ended it there and left it at a cliffhanger.
Yeah, the TV movie, the Tokyo.
Yeah, when they went to Tokyo.
And even if I'm throwing you a bone on competing with either avatars, Justice League Unlimited, Justice League, those are good shows. A lot of those DC shows come from Cartoon Network, since Warner Brothers owns it. So in regards to action, I do think Cartoon Network does have the upper hand.
What about drama?
You know what?
Hence Total Drama Island. The
that
first
the
animated
OG
reality TV show.
That one was
I would
iconic.
give you credit for that if Cartoon Network created it.
What are you talking
about? But it was iconic. That's where it premiered.
It's a Canadian show that got imported here.
Yeah, but that's where a lot of the shows too.
No, not Nickelodeon. I am being petty. I'm just saying. I came to win.
You said we got anime.
Oh no, y'all can have it. I'm just letting you know.
But it still counts as Cartoon Network because that's where it was. That's where it blew up.
The show Reboot, Canadian show.
What's that?
What Reboot?
Reboot from 1998.
No, I was this. I don't know.
It used to premiere around that Toonami block era.
I've never heard of that.
What is Reboot?
It's CGI. It's a complete CGI from that era. So it wasn't the best looking show. It was super fire. It had like 4 seasons, I believe. Canadian import. There's a lot of like Canadian imported shows.
Yeah, freaking
and French import shows like Code Lyoko. That's from France.
Oh,
Code Lyoko's from France. Mm-hmm. That explains a lot, actually.
Big ass forehead.
A lot of those weird shows that don't feel American. That's just Cartoon Network really important.
But it doesn't matter. They still premiered on Cartoon Network. That's where we learned about them.
I think that with Nickelodeon, they were good for daytime. But then once it hit like 9 p.m., I completely forgot about Channel 33, Nickelodeon. That shit was off my radar. It was Channel 32 until 4 in the morning.
You must not be as cultured as the rest of us who watch Nick at Night then. Because if we're including Toonami and Adult Swim, Nick at Night is in this bucket.
I can't even remember.
You've never been a show and woke up and heard George Lopez playing at night?
That is a few times. Yeah, iconic. Yeah.
You go to sleep and you fell asleep watching Cartoon Network. I mean, Nickelodeon probably like maybe 8, maybe 10. If you woke up at 2 and the TV was still on, you're hearing Lowrider.
Yep.
That is a staple of most people's childhood. You just hear randomly George Lopez up at night and you just see people jumping on the trampolines and all that, right? That's a staple. We won't know. We don't know.
Argue with that.
We don't know half the old school shows without Nickelodeon as a network. That's Brady Bunch. That's the Andy Griffith Show. That's Facts of Life, A Different World, Fresh Prince, like all those stuff.
The Nanny.
I got Fresh Prince, but everything else is just
Family Matters.
These are all stuff.
I'm not watching shows. I've never been into that.
You never been into those old TV shows?
No.
I don't know.
Maybe just Brady Bunch.
I liked animated shows way too much. That's where I lived and breathed. The Cartoon Network gave that to me on different levels. They were exposing me. Toonami aside, Adult Swim just had that like edginess to it. The music in between every episode was just great. It like introduced you to like lo-fi and jazz and some underground like rap music that would be out. And then the cutscenes alone, you have shows like Robot Chicken. You have shows like these days you have like Rick and Morty, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Yeah. What's that interview show? Where was the guy?
Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
There you go. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Oh no,
I didn't have it.
Oh, just for sure.
I mean, I get it. The thing with Cartoon Network, most of its padding overall is just like the same thing I can say with Nick at Night. That's why it's like if we're gonna choose who created what and like what's fair, yeah, then it's gonna be interesting because, like I said, most of those shows, Canadian shows, all of Toonami, basically imported from other stuff. A lot of Adult Swim, whether it be anime or just the repeats of like Family Guy, they would show. Mm-hmm. It's very few and far between where Baby C Lab 2021, whatever it was called from back in the day.
Yeah, with like the people who were like in the underwater like C Lab.
Yeah, they had shows like that premiered. But
you know what I think about when I think of Nickelodeon? I think child stars who were abused and came out as friggin' weirdos in their adult life.
I mean,
Dan Schneider, we want.
Oh, I was.
He should be in jail.
I mean,
We're not
Nothing's
gonna.
been proven.
No.
He should be in jail.
Yes, it has.
Oh, has it?
he's just a female.
If you guys have read Jeanette McCurdy's book,
I
didn't read it, but I listened to interviews.
I wish my mother. I'm glad my mother is dead. Very wonderful.
Craziest title, but she has
Fantastic.
her reasons.
Absolutely. Yes, she does. Absolutely, she does.
I like the slickness there.
I don't know how slick this is actually being, but the camera will most likely not be on me while I'm doing this.
Well, I've been meaning to refill. I've been drinking on nothing here.
Yeah, this is not much finesse. So
We're not gonna get into the craziness, but I will say, Nickelodeon had their studio in Florida where there was not child labor laws.
There's no child labor laws in Florida?
Yes. Yes. So that's
She did
a
her
lot.
homework.
are you
bro.
surprised though?
So that's why a lot of like the all that, like Drake and Josh, lots of like all of those going up. They had a lot of those child people have had issues. The Amanda Show, wonderful shows, yeah, but
The show was like, okay, let's be honest.
What do you
That was
want? The dancing, bringing the dancing lobsters?
Name one other thing that happened in that show.
Moody's Point.
Moody's Point was very fun.
What's Moody's? Okay, I'm in.
Obviously, it seems like you didn't have cable. I don't know.
See, but I didn't have cable and I knew about
It
it.
seems like you know more about both networks than him.
I watched that.
You knew what
'cause-
Moody's Point was. He's like, Moody.
Yeah, but I didn't know about the after Toonami thing.
What was that? Tsunami.
I don't know.
Adult Swim.
all that
Toonami would
stuff you
only
guys
go
are
from
talking
like
about.
11 p.m. till 2 a.m. Or 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then Adult Swim would kick in, and that's when you got to watch like Robot Chicken, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
It depends on what year it was
Never
as
watched.
well. Like, because the Toonami thing used to stop at like 7 or 8 p.m. and then it would go back to regular Cartoon Network programming.
Bring in the dancing lobsters.
Bringing the dancing lobsters. Come on,
Yeah,
son.
but we all know where Amanda Bynes ended up right now. That
And that's a
girl's
lot.
hurting.
And a
She
lot
needs
of that
help.
is because of Dan Schneider.
Yeah, that's-
she is getting better. She's getting doctor help.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well, I know she's getting help now, but she was just like in the streets of California, like running around naked.
Yeah, but she called someone, like she stopped someone and was like, can you get a doctor
Yeah.
for me? Like, can you, she called it on herself. So like she knew she was having a breakdown.
She needs help.
Yes.
She needs help.
So
And
she's
we
getting
hope
there.
that she gets the best of help. Drake's a potential.
Drake Campana.
Yo,
Campana.
Drake is the man out there, though. Drake is the man in Mexico.
Yeah. People love him down there.
Man,
True.
He's sus. Drake is sussy, was he?
I'm pretty sure he was convicted.
Yeah.
Well, Drake is not the man in Mexico.
When he was convicted, Josh Peck was like, "Oh no." Did you guys see that? He
Yeah, he
was
was like-
denouncing his relationship with
Yeah,
Drake.
he was like, nah. I don't really fuck with him like that. Low
That's
key.
not even my boy. That's not even my... But, I mean, even still, Drake and Josh still was an iconic show.
No, absolutely
It
was
was.
iconic.
It was.
Spawns iCarly, which is basically the precipice of
Because
foreshadowing the internet today.
Amanda, it was all that, then the Amanda Show, then Drake and Josh, then iCarly, then Sam and Cat
And Victoria.
and Victorious.
Sam and Cat.
That's
Yeah.
the spinoff with Sam from iCarly and
Kat
Ariana
from-
Grande
Yeah, Victorious.
from Victoria.
I never
Was,
watched
which
that,
that one
show.
it was pretty flop.
Does that count in our childhood though?
No,
What
I was
is
a teenager.
someone's childhood, by the way? Because I got in the biggest argument with my girlfriend about what age range determines someone's childhood. She thinks that like once you're like 14, 15, once you're a teenager, you're not a child anymore. But I'm 30 years old, and when I think back to my childhood, I think up until the point I'm 18 years old.
I say 18, yeah, because there's
I want to say 17.
That's fine.
I want to say 17.
Why 17 though? That's such a random ass age.
because it's the last teen year, like
It's
a young
19
adult.
is your last teen.
That's
year.
true, but like young adult.
Depending on like when your birthday is, because like I have a late birthday, I think about that as like, okay, that's like my last year of like school in high school. After that, like I went to college. I turned 18 in college, not
Same.
in high school.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like 17 seems like, all right. After that, you are really just an adult now, really like, on paper, legally. You know what I mean?
Speaking of 17 and 16 and all that, do you guys remember that show 16 from Cartoon Network?
Oh yeah. Another Canadian.
It was another Canadian show.
Yo, you.
I'm 16.
You're hilarious.
All those, bro. I
love.
love them shows. Like, they bring in.
Got a
They,
new job.
What is
But I started
16?
the mall
it was like they was
today.
chilling in the mall. All of them had jobs.
Oh wait, with animated show.
Yeah, it was
right?
an animated
Okay,
show.
I actually do remember that.
Yeah, they were like
They're
all
mall
6 of
rats.
them. Yeah, they were all 6 of them, and they were in the mall. They all had different jobs.
It
and
made
stuff
me
like
wish
that.
we had malls in Brooklyn, but we don't have malls in Brooklyn.
I had an outdoor
Because
mall
things
in
blocks
the
them.
Yonkers and Cross County. They didn't really count as much. We would go to Galleria. No, it was fun.
I had malls in Jersey.
R.I.P. to Galleria, White Plains.
R.I.P.
Damn, end of era.
Are you guys close to the Woodbury Commons?
Yes.
I love the Woodbury Commons.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
I love the Woodbury Commons. Deals. I get polo for cheap there. I get polo for cheap there.
But there was such good shows. Even though they're Canadian, there's such good shows. That one, Total Drama Island, like we said before.
It sounds like Cartoon Network.
Surf's
really...
Up. Did you guys remember Surf's Up? It was like similar
Is that
to
a movie?
16. No. It was similar to 16.
No, you're thinking
same
of Johnny
animation style.
Tsunami.
No, that's
No.
Disney.
No, that's Disney.
I'm
yeah.
Surf's Up. Isn't that the Penguin movie?
No. There might be another one, but like there was Surf's Up
That's
was
the
like
Penguin movie with them surfing?
no.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think it's called Surf's Up.
No.
Isn't that like steps? Because they like dance, right?
Happy Feet? No, I'm
That's
not
it.
thinking
No,
about
it's
Happy Feet.
That's the Penguin movie.
Nah, Happy. No, there's another Penguin movie where they be surfing.
You're thinking of the Madagascar penguins.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's literally the Penguins of Madagascar. That's a different show.
Oh, you guys know.
Y'all look it up.
What
Yeah,
is-
I'm
It's not in your notes. It's not in your
Okay.
notes?
Listen, I have a good argument of why Cartoon Network is better.
I thought we already determined that it's better.
It's not.
So, Cartoon Network has produced. Oh, that's like one of those
Older.
bootlegged movies.
Yo, what are you? This is a legit.
Oh,
They kicked this
No.
credit at me.
yo,
It came out in 07.
your voice is so high.
Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, wait. So Cartoon Network has produced the most Goth Girls.
How so?
That's very true.
What do you mean?
So, everyone like
Well,
a lot.
and Mandy is the ultimate goth girl.
Maybe when we're kids, but like when
Fair.
we think about it. Okay, so Gwen from Total Drama Island.
Okay,
She's one of the most iconic.
I had a huge crush on her. If I'm being honest.
That listen,
Yeah.
majority of the guys I know,
like
they're
Courtney.
like, this is where my
Courtney.
Is that the blonde?
yes,
The
that is
redhead.
Nah, Courtney is the
no, she's the brunette, the smart
brunette.
one.
Okay.
The one who just like all about.
I like
having some
Gwen's
order.
attitude. It's the sass.
Yeah.
It's cute.
But
She's fun.
keep going.
Yes. So okay. So Gwen from Total Drama Island, Blackfire from Teen Titans.
Yes.
Of
yes.
course, and Raven, because those both count.
For sure.
Who else? I will say Nickelodeon does have Sam from Danny Phantom. You know, she's one
Danny Phantom.
of. Yeah, I said Danny Phantom.
I identified as that kid only because we had the same name.
Oh, really?
So you used to walk around the house saying you a phantom? It's a phantom.
Yeah, I used to walk into walls and
Oh, the Hex Girls from Scooby Doo. That was Cartoon Network.
Scooby Doo on Zombie Island.
Ah,
oh, I love
Yeah.
that movie.
gorgeous,
Classic.
fantastic, wonderful movie. And then Nikki from 16. She was also.
What about that show Daria? Was that on Cartoon Network?
That was Nickelodeon, wasn't it?
Daria's MTV.
MTV. I never
You could-
watched it. So
She's not goth, but she is that like.
What would confuse
vibe.
most people, I think, during that time is that because it's all the same parent company, which at the time is Viacom, you would then see Degrassi on like the end or Noggin, and that's where you'll see Degrassi. You'll see maybe some Nickelodeon shows.
Damn,
you'll see
man.
Daria.
You are well informed.
Yeah, bro. I
came
watch a lot of
prepared.
YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube as well. So like
That's
when it comes to, I was just very. It's so weird for me. For me and my mom, like just us living together, she always watched cartoons and other stuff like that. So I had never really felt ashamed, even as I got older, to just
still
keep
watch.
up to date.
Yeah.
Even as I got older, so I think I tend to remember a lot of things that everybody kind of fell off at once they got more in their later teenage stage. Where I was just still like,
Still watching everything.
I was still watching Power Rangers up until like I was like 15, 16,
Oh, me too.
and I
Rest in
didn't
peace,
care.
Tommy.
Rest in peace, Tommy.
Legend. But like I was Dino Thunder, like I was still watching like actively.
I actually
so
got into that late.
I never, and it's fire.
I watched my first Power Rangers was Mystic Force.
Get the hell out of here!
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Mine was the original.
When were you born in like 2005?
No, but
She's
because
like 3
I
years
didn't
younger
have
than me.
cable until later, and then by that time that came out, Mystic Force was just coming out. So me and my brother, that was our first Power Rangers.
was on regular TV.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No.
On Channel 5.
Couldn't tell you.
No, it wasn't. I'm telling
I
you.
swear it's on Channel 5.
I don't
It was
know.
on Fox Kids with Power
You
Rangers.
got the directory. Like,
No, it was Fox
Oh,
Kids,
God.
and then it was all the way up until Dino Thunder is when it ended up on Nickelodeon. Actually, ended up on Nicktoons Network. But
Bro,
Ninja
bro.
Storm and all that stuff, that was like actually a transition. I think at one point to like channel like 7.
I
on
think I
ABC.
don't know. I think it might have, even if it was on, I feel like it was on
Jetix,
already,
that's
so we
what
couldn't
was.
start it
Disney
from the
XD,
beginning.
Jetix. Sorry.
Yeah, Disney XD, Jetix, all those. Jetix was the Nickelodeon one, right?
Yes.
Because that was like My Life as a Teenage Robot and all those.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that show.
I
Oh,
know.
look at that. You
Nickelodeon.
look.
Technically, but it's
He's
not-
like, oh.
Yeah, it was a
That's
good
on my
show.
list, but I just didn't
It was
get
a good
to
show.
You know what else was a good show? Ben 10. Ben Tennyson
Ben
with
10
that
was a good show.
bracelet.
That's
Being
a
able to
good. That's
switch
a
it
heavy hitter for.
Any alien you want?
The only thing about Ben 10 is I put Ben 10 in the same milked too far like SpongeBob.
Milk too
No,
far?
'cause they
SpongeBob was
had-
not
they-
milk too far.
No, well, yes, it was. Absolutely.
SpongeBob is still going.
It's still
No, I
going.
thought it ended.
No, it's still going.
I thought it ended like 5 years ago.
No.
What world do you live in?
It's still going. The movie just came out last year. Like,
Well,
There's
yeah,
a
movies.
Patrick spinoff in CGI.
But that's different.
There's a Camp Koru
No,
one. The
that's-
Camp Koru show.
that needs to, yeah,
SpongeBob
that
is
needs to
still
end.
going.
Oh, okay.
But no, but Ben 10, it had a time skip, and that
That's
was cool.
Ultimate Alien.
Yeah,
And
and
Alien
I thought
Force.
that was really cool. I thought they did a really good job, like displaying all that. I didn't. My brother watched Ben 10, like the original, but when they got older, I was like, oh, I kind of want to watch this because they're cool now.
Yeah. It was Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, super, super dope. And then after a while, they've rebooted Ben 10 so many times now with the designs,
Really?
switching. They're on their 5th iteration of Ben 10 now.
Where would you put Ben 10 as opposed to a show, an S tier show like Jimmy Neutron?
That is definitely.
I held
not-
on to that.
Yeah, I was like, it's not.
Jimmy Neutron is an S tier show.
The
No.
movie might be.
No,
the movie.
the
might
TV
I don't
show.
agree. I don't agree.
No, Jimmy
Y'all
Neutron's
bugged
not
out.
S tier.
Y'all bugged out.
I'll say I'll put it on an A.
Maybe
A,
B plus,
a 8.5.
A minus.
Definitely not a S. I will say.
Ben 10, it's just like if I'm taking it in its totality, like at all of it as a series, it's probably a B. But if I'm only taking its prime, which is its first like 2 to 3 iterations of itself,
Yeah.
this is probably an S tier show. It just the ball drops so drastically.
Oh yeah, no, it goes
in
bad.
regards to them milking
Like,
it, so it's hard
But
to
the
like.
first two, the ones that mattered that we grew up on, those were
Yeah,
those were good.
it was a crazy concept.
What about Crazy Concept? What about Adventure Time? Adventure Time was iconic. Let's be honest.
So I never got into Adventure.
Me neither.
But you
I know
guys
it's a cult
stepped
classic.
on it.
I know the respect is on Adventure
Yeah.
Time.
Oh
People
yeah,
love Finn and Jake.
absolutely. People love it. Top, it
Great show.
brings out the two of the most iconic bisexuals, animated bisexuals out there.
Jake
the
and
girls. No.
I'm like, what?
Oh, it's the
Bubbleine and
the vampire.
Marceline.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
True. I love Marceline as a character.
And then you got Princess Bubblegum.
Princess.
She's crazy.
Yeah, she's not.
She's a sociopath. If you like watch like the
I've never-
videos of the show in its entirety, you can't trust her.
That's the one who talks like. "Arr, arr, arr."
No.
No,
That's
that's
Lumpy Space Princess.
Oh shit! I was completely.
That's.
Off.
She's the
I was
one.
completely off.
She's the pink one that actually is the same voice actress as Starfire.
That's the one that Finn is obsessed
What?
with, right?
Yeah.
No, Finn is obsessed with Flame Princess. No one obsessed with Lumpy Space Princess.
No.
No, I was talking about Princess Bubblegum.
Yeah, she's the pink one.
That's the pink one.
Yeah.
But she doesn't talk.
Finn isn't obsessed with that person.
I thought he was obsessed with her too for a while.
Oh, okay, maybe, but
Yeah.
not
Finn is
Lumpy
messy.
Space Princess.
Lumpy's Princess.
My lumps.
But Adventure Time, regular show,
All right,
those
regular show.
I didn't watch
regular
regular
show's
show.
S plus. I'm not gonna lie to you.
it's great.
I never
Regular
watched
shows-
it, so
Especially
I
for
can't
those
say.
who work in like dead end, who've ever worked in dead end jobs.
He's like
feel like
he's
My
like,
best friend, he literally worked in a camp, like as a
Park?
park ranger. Yeah, and he had that same job. So him and his brother were like, "This is us."
regular show's not for kids. I don't understand. I've watched it and I'm just like I'm crying like at the fact of like how can any child watch this? This is blatantly like for adults. That and then also Gumball.
I don't like Gumball. I never liked it.
underrated.
No,
I
like-
Why
love
don't you like Gumball?
No, something about the animation style. That's when like Cartoon Network started
crazy.
going down for me.
No.
No,
No.
the animation style I didn't like. That one. What was the other one with the little kid with the pirate hat and stuff?
Oh, Misadventures of Flapjack.
I don't
That's
like that
actually-
one
that
either.
show, I hated
No,
that
That's
show.
I-
creepy. It has its
Hated
moments,
that
though.
show.
Both of those were very.
My friend worked on that show actually. He did a lot of the artwork and voices for that and Adventure Time.
I mean, that's pretty cool, but
He got
at the
fired.
same time, don't. Ooh.
She said, I know it's your boy, but too bad.
Yeah, no, not about that.
I mean, it's alright. But there's also like that bad era of Cartoon Network where they started doing live action shows.
Like what?
What?
That whole CN Real era.
The what? I'm sorry.
CN, Cartoon Network, CN Real. This took place during the Writers Guild strike in 2008,
Dude,
2007.
you and your notes, man.
Okay, but what?
Inform us.
Yes, please.
So there was a whole era,
ignorant
just like we're
people.
having the Writers Guild strike currently at the time of us recording this, where a lot of writers are not working on stuff. So that's when a lot of TV shows all across the industry during that era decided to helm in more on reality television and reality shows. At that time, Cartoon Network decided to create a programming block called CN Real, which shows like Please Don't Destroy or something Don't Destroy or something like that. No, Please Don't Destroy is actually the SNL skits, but
You mean
Destroy,
like Silent Library?
that's MTV.
No, that's MTV.
MTV
What
too.
time period was this again?
2008. So I was in 8th grade.
I think I was a junior in high school.
Yeah. So CN Real, that's when they started making live action Ben 10 stuff.
Live action. Oh, okay. I think I remember that.
That's that time. They started making a whole bunch of live action adaptations of things. They started making a whole bunch of random, just watching teenagers break things and just like do random stuff. It's a very weird period.
I slightly remember seeing some of that, like commercials for them.
Yeah. It was a very interesting era. It's very forgotten about, but that's because of the Writers Guild strike during that time.
Well, they tried it, but
I mean, they had no choice at that time, but that is part of their resume. And when it comes to live action, Nickelodeon completely blew them out the water.
if we're talking about blowing it out the water, you know, we haven't really talked about it that much, but at the end of the day, Cartoon Network still has anime. And that really opened us up to a world of possibilities. I didn't want to bring it out early on, but I'm bringing it out now.
Mm-hmm.
Cartoon Network and Toonami go hand in hand. You can't say one without the other. And Toonami, I live and breathe by. Toonami probably saved my life, let's be honest. I don't know where I'd be without it. Probably successful.
We wouldn't have the color orange without Nickelodeon.
The color
Touché.
orange? What are you talking about?
That's like the iconic color, you know?
I
Orange?
thought it was green for slime.
Oh, let's talk about the slime
It's
too.
like an accent
Let's talk
color.
about, we could talk about the slime.
Who's out here wearing orange?
I'd be wearing orange.
I'll be wearing orange.
Not a
have an
majority of
orange
people,
turtleneck.
though.
No.
I got an orange turtleneck.
I ain't never seen you in an orange turtleneck.
Well, guess what? I'll wear it next episode so I can show you.
You should have worn it
And then
this
I'll draw a
episode.
face on it. Just the cultural significance of Nickelodeon for us. Slime doesn't even exist without it. The orange cassette tapes. That's a memory unlock in itself.
If you want to,
I'm sorry if anybody doesn't know what a cassette tape is.
If you want to talk about cultural significance,
VHS tape, not cassette tape.
Oh shit, word.
Yeah, I was like, you're going old. Orange VHS tapes.
Cassette tape.
For those of you who are younger, the Nickelodeon ones had orange ones, like for the Rugrats movie. So I remember Rugrats Gone Wild, where they meet the Wild Thornberries.
Oh.
The Wild Thornberries! Oh, that was a good one too.
damn,
Ian is
I
out.
can't hold this reaction
That's
back.
true.
I love that movie.
That was, yeah.
The Kids' Choice Awards.
I never watched it.
I only watched it occasionally.
It was the only thing that was catered towards us at that time.
They almost
do you mean
murdered Katy
catered
Perry
towards
on
us?
stage.
That was
What?
mad old by then.
So when they almost murdered Katy Perry on stage,
What happened?
they like shot her with slime so bad, like it was like, wah! And she's like falls on the floor. Like literally, they almost killed this woman.
She didn't sue them?
I don't know, man. It was hilarious.
They probably paid her.
It was
the table.
it was hilarious. So
Oh my god!
I'm surprised you never seen that. No, I just saw like last week on Twitter again. Someone brought it back.
You're gonna show me after this.
Yes.
But if we're talking about cultural impact, to this day, the effects that Cartoon Network had on us, the masses, still shows. I mean, we're here because of what happens. Cartoon Network, Toonami, that guy, what's that alien guy's name?
Tom,
Was it Tom?
It was
the
Tom, the
host
robot?
on the ship,
Yeah.
on the robot. Yeah,
I
All
remember
right,
the
let's
last
call
time
him
he logged
Tom-san
off.
at least. I thought for sure it'd be something Japanese.
nah, it's Tom. He's a
No, it's just
robot.
Tom introduced us to
Then he got blown
TV.
up, and then he got reincarnated. It's Tom 2.0.
You just know all of it. You've got
Knowledgeable.
He's like,
He's got the
like you
brain.
really did do research, bro.
Yeah.
I knew I was coming here to get jumped today, so I had to come prepared.
Yeah.
That's true.
What
Well,
were you gonna say?
if you know so much about Tom, then tell us about Tom.
Oh no, all right. Well, I mean, the Toonami Tom thing was a very, very like fire kind of overarching narrative. They found a way to turn like an introducer of episodes into a whole plot and storyline in itself, where they had like the Doomsday thing, where they kind of revamped the whole Toonami lineup.
Yeah, where there's like a invader coming in.
Yeah, there was like an alien on the ship, and he got his whole body got destroyed, which is pretty dark for that time. But
Okay.
whatever, it's Toonami, I guess. You just kind of just accept it.
He's a late night talk show host
Yeah,
that
it's
introduces different animes to us.
pretty dope.
Ooh, I have a good point. Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon websites. they had games. Cartoon Network had the best games to play. I played both of them, so I absolutely knew both of them.
It really is tough because even Disney Channel had fire games back then.
They had good games,
like,
but Cartoon Network out of the three had the best and the most games for every single show.
Cartoon Network definitely had more games, I think,
They
on
did.
their website than Nickelodeon did.
Because Nickelodeon only had like a couple Avatar games.
There was a SpongeBob,
There was a
Krabby Patty making game.
Yeah,
I remember playing that.
It wasn't really too much, but like Cartoon Network, I think that in that aspect was definitely the winner.
I don't know.
They had
Just when it comes to just influence in itself, I think we are undercutting the influence of these live action Nickelodeon shows. Like we're not putting
What, man? Nick at Night, like
no.
all
I'm
that.
talking about the kid shows. We're talking about
iCarly.
Ned's Declassified.
Oh no,
Ned's Declassified was a good one.
It's cute,
That was
but like
You bugged out.
Nah, that was good.
Violate Ned's Declassified.
Nah, Ned's Declassified
About
was
the Violate Ned's Declassified.
That was a
We
heavy-
talking about Keenan and Kel. We talking about Good Burger. Coming from that.
Is
We
that the
talking about
same thing?
Animorphs. No,
What
No, Keenan-
Animorphs?
Animorphs is that.
I never watched that one.
Animorphs is that show that also had like a string of books that you could get from the book fair back
I
in the
remember.
days.
Yeah, I remember the book.
Remember the book
I
fair?
remember the book fair.
You remember that? Those
Scholastic.
Scholastic.
It was
book fair.
like the book, and it's like a
transition from
kid
animal
turning
to
into an animal.
Oh,
It was
I-
those books.
I
You
don't remember
seeing
that in memes these days.
No, they had. I mean, that's where
the
it's
meme is
from.
I don't know if you heard, but it shaped your childhood to make that meme. Just say the Naked Brothers band, the Brothers Garcia.
Naked
Taina.
Brothers Band. That was my first concert. Fun fact. I was on the
nigga-
show.
He ended up being like Yagami in the Netflix Death Note.
Oh, that's so funny.
Excuse me, what? Run that back for me real quick. What happened? Naked Brothers Band and live action Death Note. What's the correlation here?
The guy from one of the brothers from the Naked Brothers Band was in.
He was the main character.
He was like
I didn't watch it.
He was light.
yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Was
Say
it
less.
Nat or Alex?
Say less.
The older one?
Nat. Okay. I'm in an episode.
You're in an episode?
Yeah, when they
Of
play.
the Naked Brothers band?
Yeah.
Oh, we got
You said mad casually like I was like
I tried to say it before. That was
happened?
wait, you said no, I thought you said you went to that concert.
So
Did you
I
meet
was-
Dan Schneider?
no, no.
different
Um,
producer.
So in the Naked Brothers Band concert, they recorded a show, an episode, and it was in Rockland? No, Rocky Playland. In Playland.
Rye Playland?
Rye Playland. Yeah. So it was in Rye Playland, and they recorded an episode there where they were filming the show, and so like they at some point they like pan over the crowd, and I'm like standing on the chairs, and you see me and my brother like yeah.
You gotta
Going
find
at
footage.
it.
I have my brother has the footage. I could probably whip it up now. I'll
This
show
will
you.
be included in the episode. We will at this point right now we will be cutting to Kimmy dancing in the crowd for the Naked.
I was like 7th grade.
Damn, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Fun fact.
Yo, I don't know, man. I get it that maybe you didn't watch those shows, but just for everybody else, like these live action shows are a big deal for people.
They were pretty big.
I guess so. Naked Brothers Band. I remember watching a few
It's
episodes.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
just
that
like
was okay.
it's like a
okay.
reality TV show, but like
Yeah.
but two like prepubescent kids.
Yeah, starting the band.
Their,
Like Big Time
I mean,
Rush.
their album was fire. I'm not gonna lie.
I love how you did the. I'm just saying.
I'm
I'm just
not
saying.
gonna lie.
I don't remember anything of that. I was just, I guess, just too infused into the whole animation, Cartoon Network.
Are you afraid of the dark?
I never watched that.
Goosebumps?
Goosebumps.
Cartoon Network had Goosebumps.
Nah, that was Nickelodeon.
What? Are you sure?
You sure?
No, not that sure.
Yeah.
Dang, that was Nickelodeon?
I mean, how much live action stuff was on Cartoon Network? Besides that era, I just randomly told you about that you forgot about.
I mean, when you put it that way.
Yeah, you want Goosebumps.
Okay, so if you were to pick, you got a whole list on your phone right now. If you were to pick 5 shows, 5 programs that really stand out for you, what would they be? So that way I can tear them down one by one.
Oh?
Except for Avatar, I can't tear that down. But I mean, you pick it.
Nah, but and Danny Phantom.
Tell me what shows I can't include.
No, include anything. Like, what really
All right.
stands above the
All
rest?
that.
All
You're gonna
that
put
was
all
pretty
that
big.
on there?
All that was pretty
All that is
big.
For maybe like 2 seasons.
Nah,
For
I mean,
you first of all, you're being very disrespectful.
I was
being
gonna
very
say, that kind of set the premise forward.
None of us even knows what sketch comedy is or SNL is without all that. That was our SNL.
Yeah.
When Keenan was acting like he was French in the bathtub.
You're right.
With Pierre Escargot.
Wow, you just unlocked a memory. Jesus Christ.
Bro, like, all that. What else? Lori Beth Timber, where she used to do the dictionary stuff. She used to say the definition of words, but she would just, like, start screaming and shit.
Yes.
There's a lot of things.
I haven't seen that show in years, but you're bringing back so many memories.
The musical performances with hip-hop and everything like that, with all that. Just the cultural impact of all that in itself, kind of showing just rap and hip-hop culture in a mainstream pop culture network that transcends anything at that point. Avatar, The Last Airbender, both Avatars, but we're just gonna go Last Airbender for now. That alone, it broke the mold of what American cartoons, I think, could really do in regards to influence of anime without being made by somewhat of an anime studio.
Okay.
Teen Titans, even though it did that too.
Whoa, Teen Titans Nickelodeon?
No, I'm comparing the two. I'm just saying, with Avatar and Teen Titans.
Okay.
Even though Teen Titans did that too, Teen Titans has extreme influence where it's almost kind of copying the aesthetic. Even having like a Japanese intro, like in regards to like Hi Puffy I'm a Yumi. Those people singing the song and everything like that. Like they leaned more into it and had help creating that aesthetic. Whereas Avatar's just doing something all on its own. It's not exactly mirror one for one anime in itself.
Okay.
I'm putting Rugrats up there. I know you're not going to put it up. I know you're not going to put it up there, but the Rugrats movie, watching Tommy about to kill Dill, was one of the saddest moments I've ever seen. And
the OG. That was one of my first
money.
movies.
The monkeys want nanners. I'll give them nanners. And then he's about to pour the banana baby food on him. And the monkeys is about to come take Dill.
Yo, you remember everything.
That shit was great. I'm an only child, and I felt him.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm not.
Yo, you might get murked, bro.
I had to
might get murked, Dill.
See, that was when like I didn't have cable, so I had a bootleg version of that. So I watched that.
I think we all had a bootleg version.
Oh yeah, there's so many of them.
Reptar in itself, iconic. You got to put respect on the green dinosaur himself.
Also, Rugrats go to Paris.
Rugrats in Paris. Chucky dealing with his mommy issues.
That was so sad.
When you go back and watch Rugrats now as an adult, you're like, holy shit, this is what it's like to have kids. It's very, very transcendent itself. I really enjoy Rocket Power.
Rocket Power.
Okay, that's my shit. I don't think that's most popular. I think amongst people.
No, but a lot of people, I think, watch Rocket Power. I didn't watch too much. When I went over to friends' houses, I did see that, so I thought that was fun.
Yeah, but like what Rocket Power had to offer, I think, getting a lot of people into sports, especially like inner city kids. I think a lot of us just weren't.
Also, POC,
all other stuff,
main characters.
Yeah, like everybody but Sam Squid was somebody of color.
Yeah, which was nice.
It
was nice to watch.
Completely uncommon during that time.
Brown people on the screen.
Completely uncommon. And then you got Tito. Come on, man.
Oh, Tito, we all have an uncle.
Name a better Tio in the game.
A better Tio.
Name a better Tio in the game. There's no better uncle in all of animation, I think, than Tito.
I don't Uncle Iroh.
Well, that's
Uncle Iroh versus Tito?
Nah, Uncle Iroh takes it. Not gonna lie to you.
Man.
It's okay. But still,
it is tough
between
Tito and Iroh.
It's Iroh, bro.
It's Iroh.
No, it's Iroh.
Tito just has that wisdom, though.
Are you telling me Uncle Iroh did not?
He does have wisdom. He sacrifices.
He was the wisdom guy.
Man, you know what it is? Tito was like helping mad kids. Iroh was only helping one kid.
No, he helped Toph.
He helped Aang too, right?
Yeah, and Aang. He helped Toph. He helped Aang. He helped so many people.
And Appa, I feel. And the spiritual realm as well.
Yeah, and Korra.
And then we got Leaves from the Vine when he's singing about his kid. Yes. Yeah, it's
R.I.P. R.I.P. original Iroh.
All right, so you're talking Rocket Power. You're talking Avatar, Rugrats,
all that.
All that. What's the other 5?
What, the other one?
Yeah, the last one.
For me, in a weird sense, this is gonna sound.
I was like Danny Phantom.
I was gonna be very left field.
What were we gonna say?
SpongeBob?
And say Blue's Clues.
You know what?
You could put Blue's Clues over SpongeBob?
Yeah. No. SpongeBob came out in '99, so by the time I grew up,
Blue's
And
Clues
regardless
was
of the
very
impact-
iconic.
No, SpongeBob is iconic. The memes to this day,
True.
the SpongeBob anime like
But
No.
for most people in our age
reenactments.
group, we get over SpongeBob very. It's a very quick ride for us. We jump.
What do you
off,
mean?
We jump off that wagon of SpongeBob probably after like the 4th or 5th season.
And what, we jump onto the Blue's Clues bandwagon?
I'm just talking about
No.
the impact of what Blue's Clues had on all of our lives.
I think SpongeBob definitely had a bigger impact. The movies.
I feel like they have a longer impact because they stayed relevant longer. Obviously, Blue's Clues, you go up to a certain age and then you stop watching. So, like, I didn't watch it as much, but I watched it because my brother watched it. But after a certain point, you stop, you know?
Yeah.
You don't catch up with it too much. But SpongeBob just keeps going. So I feel like it is more relevant in the long run. So I feel like in that case, it would I don't want to say it trumps it because it's almost like it's cheating because it
Yeah.
goes on longer. But
It's for a different demo, but
yeah, Blue's Clues was still
like we're going. It's Nickelodeon is catering to a lot of people at one time, where Cartoon Network wasn't doing that. So that's why I'm picking a wide array of different shows. I'm not trying to pick just animated things. 'Cause that's not just what Nickelodeon is. It offered whether we're talking about Nick at Night and offering the older demographic watching nostalgic shows, or us learning those nostalgic shows, even if you didn't watch them. A lot of people wouldn't know Bewitched and I Love Lucy and all those other shows without watching Nick at Night, unless you had maybe Turner Classic Movies, which is super old in itself. Blue's Clues, Dora the Explorer, all these kid shows. Yeah, fine. You may have been too old, but the impact of Dora is the craziest impact in children's. Besides, after Sesame Street, who we talking about?
Barney?
Barney. Yeah.
Sesame Street, Barney, but that's Channel 13, right? That's
Yeah.
PBS.
Yeah, that's PBS.
After that, the big hitters is what Nick Jr. was offering. Even though you were too old, the fact that you even
Everybody
know who
knows
is,
Dora.
you know who Steve is, you know the notepad, you know looking at the screen talking about, can you help me do this?
Even Joe and his
Even
brother.
if you didn't watch it. Joe, then they got the Filipino one after the cousin after a
I can't
while.
remember his name. He's in that new movie they're coming. I actually kind of do want to see that Blue's Clues movie.
So you'll put Blue's Clues in the 5th spot.
For him.
Yeah.
He won. Yeah.
That's
That's valid.
the impact for these
I didn't watch
shows.
SpongeBob. I didn't like SpongeBob that much.
I love SpongeBob.
I know
to this day.
everyone and their mother loves
You
SpongeBob.
don't though. You
You
like
know-
the old SpongeBob.
No, the new SpongeBob's good.
You lying. You
But-
didn't even know it's still going.
That's fair. That's fair. But
You didn't even
that's,
know it's still going.
that's besides the point. I want to touch base on your whole point with like nostalgic TV and all that. I think Cartoon Network did a really good job with that when it came to shows like Looney Tunes. And what's that one? Tom and Jerry.
Pup named Scooby Doo.
Pop named Scooby. Oh my God, Scooby Doo.
All the Hanna-Barbera
Those-
catalog.
Come on.
Yeah.
Those are iconic. My father, who is obviously a lot older than me, would still like sit there and watch Cartoon Network with me just so he can watch those shows.
Yes.
Those shows are iconic for a whole separate generation who are older than us. I think that also that was a bonding moment for a parent and child.
Yeah.
To be able to watch that together. I remember watching a lot of those shows with my parents.
Flintstones and
Also, the fact that you said
The
a pup named
Jetsons.
Scooby Doo, thank you, because I feel like nobody ever talks about a pup named Scooby Doo.
it's so good. I love
It's
that
such
one.
it's one of my favorite renditions of Scooby Doo.
Yes.
I remember watching that before school all the time.
Do we hate Scrappy? Do you guys are you guys
Yeah.
not fans of Scrappy?
I mean,
I'm-
I'm not a big fan.
I wouldn't shoot him.
I like Scrappy Doo, and when I found out everybody else hated Scrappy, I feel like it was one of those things I was like, let me keep this to myself now.
I think it's because of the movie, the Scooby Doo
The
movie,
live
the
action
live
one?
action one. I think just around there,
He was in.
people.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was the villain.
He was in the
guy.
second one, right?
No,
No,
he was
the
the
first
villain
one,
of
bro.
the first one.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one with not Sarah.
The
Michelle.
Island.
What was it, Sarah Michelle Gellar?
We talking about the real life live action?
Yeah, the live
first
action
one.
first
when they was in the
Scooby Doo
museum,
movie.
right?
No. That's the second one. The first one's when they go to Spooky Island
Yeah.
and
They had those
They-
bunny creatures.
it
was like a
wasn't
skeleton bunny.
but yeah, they were like these like zombie-ish creatures.
That's the cartoon movie, ain't it?
No.
No,
You're
man.
thinking Zombie Island. There was like these demon bunny things.
Holy shit!
Like
No.
that was Spooky Island, and the guy who plays Mr. Bean, he was like on there, and
Oh, yeah.
it's like okay, you go to this island, and it's a bunch of college kids, and they are riding rides, and then people are starting to turn really weird, and everyone's like, what's going on? And it's like, they're possessed. It's like, okay, we got to come to the mystery. But the mystery team, they hadn't been together in a while. They had just split. So they're getting back together, and they're like, oh, well, I can solve this on my own. Me too, me too, me too. And then finally they're like, all right, what if we did this together? And seeing each aspect of that.
Shit, Scrappy was the villain.
He was the villain at the end.
I might have to rewatch that movie.
It's
Because
fantastic.
James Gunn made that, right?
I couldn't tell you.
Yes, I believe
James
so.
Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy. He made that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Scooby Doo.
But yeah, Cartoon Network just it hits that nostalgic aspect to it. It
I agree. Yeah.
widened me to a lot of different types of animation styles that not just in America, but Canada, Japan, everything else like that. Cartoon Network really brought a lot more variety. I understand Nickelodeon definitely had that live action aspect to it, but Cartoon Network, it showed me different worlds. It brightened up my life with all the different colors and songs and intros, and you had Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry, which goes back to like the early 70s all the way up until now with shows like Adventure Time, Gumball, Misadventures of Flapjack, Samurai Jack, like constantly rebooting shows.
Who has the better intros though? Since you talking about
Intros? What are you talking about intros?
Hi, Puffy, I'm a Yumi show.
Intros. You talking about? You don't know what an intro song is?
Like,
Are you trying to compare the two?
He's trying to compare them.
Yeah, you said intros, and I said, well, I feel like Nickelodeon had more bangers than
In terms of what?
intros.
Gotta catch 'em all 'cause he's
But, like,
Danny
what
Phantom.
specifically?
The intros, the theme song. What?
Theme songs.
To the different TV shows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones?
Danny
You tell
Phantom.
me.
Danny Phantom was okay.
Danny Phantom.
Nah,
Rugrats.
Fairly Odd Parents one.
Rugrats.
Hey Arnold.
Rugrats. That was pretty
That's the
iconic.
Rugrats, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey
Pretty
Arnold.
We're gonna need to edit this fucking music into these.
Bro, you are bugging. You are the fact that you don't even know even the SpongeBob theme song. The Rocket, we are riders on
I
a
don't know
mission, action, kids in like mission.
I don't know
rocket
that
power.
one.
Nope, you don't remember the rock.
SpongeBob's iconic.
If we're talking about intros, the fact that Cartoon Network has anime already beats any intro Nickelodeon could have ever come up with.
TEENTITANS Teen Time.
Drake and Josh intro. There's only one-on-one shit we just sang.
Adventure Time intro.
I don't know
I
that.
mean, it's very soft.
It's
and-
mid, bro. Adventure time. Come on, son. I am the jukebox this episode. Sorry, guys.
No, yeah, you definitely are. You have it
Yeah.
all in the mental right now.
I don't know if it's healthy or not.
No,
it's fine, bro.
definitely.
But we also forget about Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh yeah, the game show, right? On Nickelodeon.
Double Dare, Legends of the Hidden Temple. We had game shows
That
on
was-
Nickelodeon. It's
Didn't
just-
they
was
bring
just-
that back too?
I think they
10
did it
years
for
ago
like
or
something else.
something?
You remember that show when there was like that creepy looking like
Tiki thing?
Tiki stone dude, and all the kids had to run through these obstacle courses, and they used to have like different team colors and
Definitely
shirts.
did not watch.
They'd be like, "We're the Banana Gators" or whatever, or something like
I
that.
feel like in a brief, distant memory. I mean, I feel like both shows also had like those weird shows we don't really talk about, like Cow and Chicken and like.
Oh, I
Angry-
loved Cow and Chicken.
Cow and Chicken was weird.
Yo,
That was fucking weird.
hilarious.
Cow and
Lamb
Chicken-
No,
and
you know what
City?
show freaked me out? Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's Modern Life made me
That-
uncomfortable.
Cat
I don't know
Dog.
why.
Yeah.
Cat
I mean,
Dog also made me uncomfortable. I
You
don't
didn't
know
like
why.
Cat Dog?
I didn't say I don't like it.
What are you talking about?
I enjoyed it. It
Something
still
about it.
made something. I don't know what they was on.
It was weird.
I don't know what they was on
It was
there,
weird.
but like it was that era, that 03, that 2002 to like
Gross.
2004 era.
But
Because
also-
even Chalk Zone is trippy as hell.
What
Chalk
zone?
Zone was okay. Chalk Zone was okay.
Chalk Zone was so much fun.
Yeah, I
It
like
was
Chalk
okay.
Zone. It was trippy as hell though, bro. Like it
little
was some.
trippy. Not
It was like
bad.
Foster's
Not as
Home
bad as
before
the
Foster's
others.
Home.
Foster's Home
That's
for
Cartoon
Imaginary
Network.
Friends. I love
Yeah,
that one.
Chalk Zone came first.
That's true, but different. Because also like Angry Beavers is weird, but also I'm this is controversial and like people can fight me on it, but I didn't like Ed, Edd and Eddie. I felt as a kid, I was like, I feel like I'm watching my brain melt.
The son of the shepherd.
As a kid who grew up in a suburb, Ed, Edd and Eddie is so relatable. You just have all these different kids in the neighborhood that are just, they each have their own different personalities.
So you were spending money on Jawbreakers?
Dude, no, it's not that. I was doing the dumbest stuff you could possibly imagine as a kid in the suburbs just to find something entertaining to do. I would do the craziest stuff. I would hike quarries. I would go on the train tracks and I'd break glass bottles. I would do a lot of. I would break into construction sites.
Where are your parents?
Home or at work.
Where are your parents? The same place those cartoon characters' parents.
We play with fire extinguishers and just shoot them at each other.
Oh my god!
We throw them in like a dump. Yeah,
I can see why Ed and Eddie can be slightly uncomfortable. I think that's the thing with both networks had this interesting era where I think just a lot of the show's style, just the characters were shaped interestingly, like their lines, kind of like how they ate, like how they drank things, like the fact that they had big ass tongues and Ed and Eddie. It was a lot of stuff I could see just like
funky.
Big ass. The Jawbreakers was like this big. I didn't know what a Jawbreaker was until Ed and Eddie.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And then I bought one and I was like, this shit's ass. This is
terrible.
trash.
Terrible.
Jawbreakers are garbage.
They will break your jaw.
The fact that they was hustling so hard for 25 cents for those, I'm like, bro, you might as well get the bubble gum. You remember the machines in the supermarket like Key Food where
those are fun.
You
Always
put stuff in
those.
and you can sometimes get the tattoos or stickers or
Yep.
you ever got those? Remember those dinosaurs that if you put them in water, they were like grow big or whatever.
Those were
bigger and little capsules.
All those machines were like the OG gotchas.
You didn't have no gotchas.
I always got that like that gummy like high five thing that you could just
the
like
hand thing
slap onto someone's face.
I've seen people
back.
get beat up for that, bro.
Fun.
I
just
recently,
slap
as an
people with
adult, was like doing a fight with one of those little stretchy
My friend
things.
has like for her birthday party a couple years ago, she like stuck a bunch of them to the ceiling.
Yeah, if I got slapped in the face on one of those today, I think I might have to fight. I might have to fight somebody. I'd be tight because them shits kind of the momentum on it, and then it's not even gonna be a quick like off your face. It's gonna like slap. It's gonna like weirdly off your face if you get slapped with one of those things, bro.
Slime.
Nickelodeon. Slime. We wouldn't have slime without Nikki.
I never really cared about the slime thing with Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon for me, again, there's just too much like creepiness going on with the Dan Schneider, and then just seeing all these people who worked on Nick just turn out to be weirdos when they grow up. Nickelodeon just doesn't resonate with me even as an adult now when it comes to Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network, there's just name one bad show on Cartoon Network. I can name a bunch on Nickelodeon.
I can name a bunch.
Not off the top of my head, though.
Yeah, I was like, I can name.
I'm too
I
good for
was
that.
like, yo, you can tap out now. I was like, I can name a bunch on Cartoon Network.
Name one.
Was it the Secret Saturday, something like that?
What?
It was one of these spies. It was one of these shows that was just like they were
What about that? Totally Spies?
totally spies.
Totally
They're bringing that back.
Spies.
You watched?
No, they're bringing that back.
They are.
They
bringing
are.
back Totally Spies.
They're bringing it back.
I watched that.
Canadian show.
That was a
Totally Spies.
fantastic
That's
show.
a Canadian show.
Yes.
Thank you, Canada. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yo,
Surely.
this might be the most respect that any podcast has put on Canada that's
For
not
real.
based in Canada. Because
Maybe.
there's a lot. You'd be surprised like how many. It's like I'm not trying to discredit Cartoon Network because all of those shows are stuff they did not create. You know
But
what I mean?
they still exposed
But
They
it.
Yeah,
exposed
exposed it.
it. But if I'm giving credit to the network itself for putting in the work, they didn't do that. And everything I named from Nickelodeon is theirs. Like that's homegrown. That
Doesn't mean it's great.
That's
though.
But at what cost?
I mean
The cost of the children.
the cost of
and
no children were harmed in the making of these projects.
Yes, they were.
a lot.
Many of them were.
Well, even the animated stuff
Yeah.
itself. The animated stuff is all theirs. You are going. If I took away, if I was being petty and said only stuff that Cartoon Network made themselves, you're gonna start scratching your head.
Yeah, but we're just talking about the channel itself. Like when you tune into channel 32 or 33, which one are you most likely going to stay on?
It depends on what time it is.
That's
Touche.
1,000%
Depends on what
correct.
time it is.
You're right.
Depends
If it was 3 to 6 o'clock, it'd probably be Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I mean, if it's depending on what you're into, because you'd be surprised how many people was not into the Hanna-Barbera stuff, like the
what?
Flintstones,
The older stuff, like the
Flintstones,
Flintstones, Jetsons.
Wacky Races, Jetsons,
all of
Scooby
those
Doo,
old
all that
ones.
stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people like those were the old people shows, honestly.
I mean, yeah, I skipped over it a few times even when I was young. But because you get tired of it after a bit, you know, they're all reruns.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's really hard for us to make a choice here in regards to which one.
I mean, you gave us the top 5 for your Nickelodeon TV shows. If you, Kimmy, were to give us a top 5 on what you thought Cartoon Network had that stood out, that could compete with his top 5, I mean, he's a heavy hitter right now. He's got Avatar, he's got Rugrats, he's got
Rocket Power,
Rocket Power, which
all
is
that.
All That.
And Blue
How many
School.
seasons was All That? Truthfully,
It was a while.
Like,
It was
I
a
feel
while
like
until
All That is definitely like
even
over 6 seasons.
But even when you said Keenan in his role in All That, I feel like he was only in there for like 2 seasons.
they were all just kind of, I don't know. It was a very mixed show, like with a lot of
11
people.
seasons of All That.
Wow. Yeah. No, that was.
In case you have a very compartmentalized memory of a lot of the stuff, so you think everything stopped.
Yeah. No.
You think everything ended. Like
legit.
SpongeBob ended to you and didn't.
No, I swear to God.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
But when
Keenan and Kel, 4 seasons. Zoe 101, 4 seasons.
Which, by the
Amanda
way,
Show,
Good Burger is
3
coming
seasons.
back. You
Good
know.
Burger's coming back.
Also, Zoe 101 apparently is coming back.
Coming back
They
as well.
stupidly, instead of calling it 201, they called it 102.
what a waste.
It's a waste. No one wants that, really, but
Wait, so what do you mean they're bringing Zoe 101 back? Is it going to be like a
it's like when she's
I
older.
mean, iCarly came back.
Huh. iCarly came back?
You didn't know that?
iCarly-
Yeah, it's on HBO,
No,
isn't it?
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard
Paramount.
it's really good. Actually, I haven't
I
watched
watched
it.
it. I liked it.
I heard it was very
It
good.
has 2 seasons already. It's pretty good. It's up to date. Sam is not in it.
Yes.
Oh, she's not?
No.
She's good on it.
Thankfully,
I think
Jeanette
she's good
McCurdy
on that.
made a decision to never go back on show business if she didn't have to.
Yeah, but everybody
Yeah,
else from the
bless
cast.
her heart. She's
Bless
already
her
been through
heart.
enough.
No.
Yeah, everybody else from the cast is in it, so that's there. You remember, guys? Remember that show Kablam?
That sounds
Yeah,
so familiar.
Super, very, very, very weird. That's one of those very weird
That sounds
shows.
so familiar.
Yeah, it
What
was
that?
like a comic book thing where like these 2 characters jumped out of
Yes.
a comic book and then they just started introducing a whole bunch of skits like Action League Now and Prometheus and Pop. Very, very weird shows. That's around that Angela Anaconda era. I don't know. if you remember
Yeah, that show, right?
Do you guys
Yeah,
remember
right.
Juniper Lee? Oh,
Oh, Juniper Lee. That was that Disney?
No, it was Cartoon Network.
What?
Juniper Lee was one of like the forgotten shows on Cartoon Network. Yeah,
Was that around the Ben 10? That was around the Ben 10 era, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, that
it
and-
was like the. I don't know if she was
It was Cartoon
Filipino.
Network.
I don't know if she was Filipino or just Chinese or something, but
Yeah.
she was one of those like Asian girl with the purple stripe in their hair.
She was like American Dragon Jake Long.
Yeah, but like
essentially,
girl,
except-
Chinese American.
Chinese American. I
Yeah.
knew she was like yeah.
Yeah, all that's 11 seasons, bro. All that was like holding it down. Like,
You know what? You're right. I had a different experience from most. I didn't pay attention to a lot of the live action
I didn't
stuff.
watch a lot of that. I mean, I wasn't there for it. By the time I started, like my friends were all about Drake and Josh and
you don't get the
Zoe
Nick.
101. Nickelodeon.
You know what? Maybe I would have been a little more popular in high school if I was watching some of that live action stuff. But for me, I was a weeb.
Maybe
That's
I was a
classified.
weeb.
Maybe I would've been
day
hip.
one. I grew up back in the day where watching anime was worse than the nerds who like
Yeah.
followed Marvel comics and DC comics. I was an otaku since day one. I was just obsessed with anime and that culture and the live action stuff. I'm sorry, the acting was just never really that good, and it never really drew me in.
I mean,
I
we
can't.
were kids. Who are we to
Okay.
talk about the
Yeah.
acting then? Kind of borderline petty.
Is it petty or is it
You didn't
criticism?
enjoy
It's
Harriet the Spy?
I never watched that.
The movie Harriet the Spy?
No, what's that?
You're talking to a black hole right now, man. We don't know
Yeah,
what
you
you're talking
guys-
about.
I'm starting to feel like I'm like the super oldest person in this room.
You and your
I'm not.
mother, because you were watching it with her.
Yeah, but I'm like only a year older than you and like 2 years older than you, and y'all making me feel like I'm 35.
I don't know. It's just I never really watched like the old school Nickelodeon like that. So
I've just been an anime guy through and through.
Gotta sleeping.
The one thing I'll put on Nickelodeon again, SpongeBob, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's about it.
I mean, if we're going with the anime, like Cartoon Network had not only Sailor Moon, but they had Dragon Ball Z. That's where a lot of the people grew up watching that.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
started a lot of it.
Most of us are not anime fans without.
Yeah,
That's the
I'm
Kimmy
not.
impression.
No,
Or
that's
was-
just the Dragon Ball Z impression.
You remember that one? Was that,
Yeah.
was that the first episode where she like I don't know, it was like ha?
Yeah.
You gotta watch. You'll see back.
I
when
watched it twice. I don't know.
when we were talking about Goku, she was in the corner over here like
Did my own little
I
attack.
definitely didn't realize that.
Yeah.
you'll see. So you'll see it when it comes out.
Both networks are iconic.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
They-
We wouldn't be here without them.
Absolutely.
I mean, they shape. I think our whole generation. I don't know if they're continuing to still shape kids now because
I don't hear
Not as
anything
good
about
as it was. I don't want to say that as like, oh, things are way better in our
Yeah.
day. But like genuinely, I see some of these shows and it's like,
What do you think could be different now? I think like
Streaming.
what could they do? I guess that could help and be different and better for kids now instead of like the internet, I guess, so much for?
Honestly,
like, what would you recommend?
These days, anime is really blown up. Like kids these days, I see so many kids in friggin' Manhattan with anime merch on. They're
Yeah,
running around.
that's mainstream now. So like lucky for them, so we don't have to struggle just fighting in the
We
schoolyard.
walk so you can run.
Literally though. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's definitely, I think, the biggest dichotomy from when we were younger to now is that anime is the cartoons now, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
it's no longer separated where like you said, like we were watching anime and Toonami and we were
Didn't categorize
like,
that.
you
It was
didn't-
just
you
cartoons.
didn't let
first.
everybody know that you was watching. You maybe kept some to yourself. Maybe had your crew you could talk to about it.
I was in the schoolyard fighting over who's gonna be Sailor Moon or not.
Oh,
Yeah,
so sweet.
literally, me and my friends were like, "No, you're gonna be it." It's like, well, you're short, so you should be Mini Moon. And I was like,
Got her.
I
Was
was
that you?
tiny. No, they were telling that to me because I'm tiny.
Yeah, that's what's...
Yeah,
I was like, wait, oh yeah,
she's the
they
mini
were.
moon. She's the mini moon. I was more of a Sailor Jupiter person.
I don't know anything about
Attitude.
Sailor Moon.
We gotta get you.
We gotta get you
I'll get
on
on
that.
there. Would
At
you
least-
rather have me watch Sailor Moon or Haikyuu season 4?
Well, finish that first. You're already almost.
You
done
already
with
at
it.
season 4. That's not.
Yeah, you're
that's
already
not
season
fair.
4.
Did Sailor Moon get remade at some point?
It did. Crystal.
So am I watching that or am I watching the original?
I would recommend if you want a quick, like, straight plot, just knowing what's happening. Crystal is definitely great for anyone who wants to watch. Crystal's fantastic. It's on Netflix. It's on I think
Netflix?
Crunchy. Yeah, I think it's on Crunchyroll. The new movie for the final season 5 is coming out this summer. So keep an eye out for that.
How is the dub compared to the subbed?
In the original, I will never get over. I grew up on the original dub. Horrible as it was.
Was it horrible?
Some people, it's very funny. You will, if you ever look up,
It's a time machine. I feel like if you watch it,
you'll be like,
warp you
what are they
back.
saying? Because it's so dramatic.
yeah.
But I think I loved it. I can never get over it. The original Sailor Moon, like, English voice actress, and, like, I love all the Sailor Moon English dubs. Like, they were great. Watching it back now, they did redub it, and, like, it is different, so I like to watch it in Japanese, because I'm like, if it's not going to be my nostalgic, versions,
You might as well just.
Yeah, I
get
might
the-
as well just watch it in Japanese.
Yeah.
But I do recommend, the English dub people are very good. They still do it well, But
All right.
nothing can beat British Luna,
British Luna?
The cat
The
was
cat.
British.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. She was like, Serena,
Hi, Benito.
I just love cats in general.
Serena,
Like
you
Sabrina
have to
the
go
Teenage
save
Witch.
the world. Sabrina
Do you remember the Sabrina Teenage Witch cartoon?
Yes,
The
I
cartoon?
do. The cartoon.
They-
Right, 'cause you didn't have
What
cable.
show
So
was
you
that?
didn't have cable. So now I know this. Now this is tangent. This is tangent. Now just random cartoons. So now I know the cartoons you watched.
Yeah.
You was watching like
PBS
Recess.
Kids.
You wasn't watching
A
Recess.
little bit,
I
but
like
that
Buzz
was
Lightyear, Star Command.
no.
sometimes.
A little
Listen,
bit.
Because that's all that same era. Sabrina Teenage Witch cartoon. What's the
I like the
Lloyd in Space?
Never heard of that.
Pepper
Lloyd in
Ran.
Space.
That's
Wow.
like just a lot of those like. They used to just come on Channel 7 or Channel 9 and Channel. It was a lot of weird Channel 9 cartoons actually. UPN had some weird stuff.
What does 4Kids fall under? Is that technically
Cartoon
like?
Network, right?
Is it?
No, so I mean, 4Kids is his own thing. They would license the shows to different people, but they mostly just only aired on Channel 11.
No, no. Which one was the one? Because there was 4Kids in the morning, and there was another one, wasn't it? Or am I dubbing? No, I'm thinking WB Kids.
Yeah, it's on Channel 11.
But then 4
What
Kids.
what Fox had was Fox Box. They had the Fox Box on Saturday.
That like Mew Mew Power was on there. One Mew Mew Power, Tokyo Mew Mew, that was in the morning right before Pokemon, and then One Piece was later
It's
on.
11. Anything that has Pokemon or One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh, Channel 11.
Actually, no, because okay, so it's a different channel than that one. I'm lying. I'm bugging. Because you're right. Pokemon was not on that. Pokemon was just Channel 11.
Yeah, Digimon and maybe whatever you're talking about was on Channel 5.
That maybe I think that was it.
'Cause that's
Yeah.
what Power Rangers was. An iteration of the Turtles was on Channel 5. I don't know. It was a very interesting era back then. We would just scout. We had a lot of options to like watch cartoons everywhere. Because PBS had like Cyber Chase and
Oh,
Chase.
man, I love Cyber. I always put that on after I watched a horror movie.
I was always sad because I never could like
horror
keep up with the stuff. Yeah, that was
story?
weird. Yeah, that was a
What was
horror
weird?
movie. You
Yeah,
watched
because,
Cyber
like-
Chase at the horror movie.
Yeah, because Cyber Chase was always on at 3 in the morning, right next to what's that dinosaur? Like that dragon TV show.
Boy, this was like 3 in the morning.
Why are you up?
I was the kid who would like watch movies on like one volume, like the volume's at one, just so I didn't have to wake up my parents. And I would watch horror movies, and I would be so scared that I'd have to watch something super lighthearted, like what was it, Cyber Chasers, and then what's that? Dragon Tales.
Dragon Tales.
Dragon Tales. That shit was always on at 3, 4 in the morning, so I would watch that to make myself feel better, so I can go to sleep.
You sure?
But why were you up watching that?
On 3 and 4 in the morning.
I think Cyber Chase was on at weird times.
That's crazy. Because I remember that. What else? Zoom. Come on,
Zoom,
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 come on,
Zoom.
Zoom. Come on, and Zoom.
I don't know what that is.
You
You know what Zoom is? Yo, you know.
Zoom,
All right, so
Zoom.
apparently you blocked out all educational shows. That's what I'm getting right now.
He didn't watch that PBS.
Anything educational, whether it be Nickelodeon or PBS, you said I'm good.
Oh, Zoom. What channel was that?
It was like the arts and crafts show. It was like you either watch Zoom or Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science
Yo, don't
Guy.
tell me you
was
don't
it
know
on?
Bill Nye.
No, I know Bill Nye,
I'm
of
about to
course.
like leave right now.
No.
Bill Nye, that's 13. We all
But what's
just
Zoom? I'm trying to look it up.
Zoom. That's what it's called.
That was-
I just put in Zoom.
Yeah.
That's it, and it'll come right up.
I mean,
Zoom
and
show.
you may get like the app to like
Yeah,
talk
but
to people
Zoom
for work.
Kids Show or
Yeah.
something like that. It
You
was,
remember Zoom?
I remember Zoom. It
Is
was
this
like
it?
they would teach.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would teach kids like weird things, experiments, all that fun jazz.
no, sorry.
So you hate education?
It's
I don't know what it
okay.
is. No, that's not true. I like reading and maths.
Yeah, you failed your math regents.
Maybe.
Oh wait, you're from Jersey. You didn't have a math regents, right?
I don't know what that is. You're right.
Yeah, I was like,
I was just gonna play it off.
New
I was
York.
like, you don't have state test us to math regents. I hate it. I hate it. I mean, I guess we're at a stalemate here at this point.
You did come up with good arguments.
Yes,
despite
very good arguments.
Being on Cartoon Network's side, clearly we didn't do our research as well as you did. You're a fucking encyclopedia of network television
Mm-hmm.
back in the early 2000s. I didn't know I was coming up with a professional over here.
I told you I was prepared.
Yeah, no,
Right.
you're
Down to
right.
me, I said,
Do you guys remember that Cartoon Network? It was like a game. They started as like a little show thing, but it was a game, and Cartoon Network made it, and it was like all the shows come together, and they had to like fight the bad versions of themselves, like in all green. It was like Fusion or something.
Fusion Friends. No,
Fusion Friends?
Fusion Fall.
Fusion Fall. Yeah.
Memory.
I mean, yeah.
Fusion Fall.
I'm
It was
sorry.
like an older Dexter created this.
Yeah, it was
portal
like
so that
all the older versions of the Cartoon
Yeah.
Network characters.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like
Cartoon Network. It was
a
one of the games.
it was like a big game that they were promoting for a while. I
Yeah,
loved
my internet was
trying
never
to-
fast enough to play it.
I tried to start playing it, but I feel
Dial-up,
like
man.
something would
Dial-up.
happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something always would happen.
Is
You,
this it?
Yeah, that's it. So they would fight the evil versions of themselves, but like you see, like the art style for it, Codename King
Yeah, it's a
Store.
little weird.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
them being older.
it was funky.
It was fun. It was original, very original.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't know this.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. That was after my time. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Yeah, no education and no SpongeBob fees. I guess it ended. So
No, SpongeBob.
What are
was all
some
over.
iconic moments from any of either channel that you guys remember?
I think what you guys brought up earlier about waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning and George Lopez is on.
you cannot. That you and no matter what time you woke up, the theme song was playing. It could be like 2:37,
No.
and the theme song is
100%.
playing, and you like, why?
Oh my God.
Why? And
You time traveled. You wake up.
all you hear is that's a memory that
Yeah.
I cannot.
No, when you guys said that, you had me rolling.
Yeah.
I 1,000% relate to that. That's the only thing I think about.
What's your like craziest memory? I guess, or what's your most ingrained memory from like
I feel like
kid shows or those networks?
well, I don't know. I'm looking at the pops right now. My first thought is Avatar and just like the original Avatar movie at the end where he was like fighting Lord Ozai. Like that was
yeah.
crazy.
The finale, yeah.
Yeah, like the
Those
finale was wild.
Yeah, that shit came
Katara
out.
versus Azula?
I can specifically remember the memory of me watching that last episode for some reason. I don't know why. It's like a Sunday. It was like Sunday, like 3 o'clock or something like that. That when the episode premiered, or maybe like a 1 p.m.
It was big.
and it premiered. It was like an hour long, right?
Yeah, it was an hour special
absolutely
movie.
bananas. Like that was a crazy like.
Felt a
epic
little
feeling.
rushed, though.
Rushed.
I'm being honest. If you guys watch it back now, listen, I'm not trying to hate on the series. It was just a little rushed. That's all.
I don't know. I felt like it was. I
more did you
rewatched
need?
it back. I thought it was good.
There could have been a little bit more fluff.
What about
I mean,
you?
I feel like Nickelodeon really did Avatar: The Last Airbender dirty. They like rushed it.
I don't think so.
The animation style changed season to season.
I mean, it was improving.
The second debatable. That's debatable.
I don't even think they knew that was going to even go on for that long and be successful. They was
Yeah.
taking like a risk by creating something like that on
A risk that they weren't putting that much effort into.
Wow.
Zutara for life. That's all I'm gonna say.
What?
Yeah.
You rang a bell there. How do you spell that?
Zutara. It's just Zuko and Katara.
Oh, I thought this was a TV show.
No. That's my ship.
Went over his.
Y'all can fight me.
I was like, what is he looking up? I was like,
Zuko and Katara?
Yeah.
Why?
They were just the ship.
The hot and cold?
Yeah.
chemistry.
That's like iconic, like red and blue, like hot and cold.
Friendship?
No. They were marketing them as like the like love triangle. They were
Katara always screaming about her mom getting killed. They was steamy.
Yeah, they were in the cave, in the crystal.
You never heard
cave?
somebody. It's horrible. Nobody ever wants to lose a parent. I'm not belittling that, but come on, girl.
They even made fun of it in the play. Remember?
When
the play episode.
What happened?
Where they watched themselves like.
I love that
the
episode.
play. Yeah, it was the best episode. And she was like, "I'm my hope of tears. I'm so hopeful. I'm tear bending."
she be funny because she be like lecturing her brother. Sokka, my mother died. Like, bro, I got the same mother as you. I have the same mother as you. Like, what's good with you? It's crazy, son.
You're right. She always played the victim.
Bugged out.
I mean, I love her too. You know, like forever.
Katara's that girl.
Yeah,
She's the mom friend.
I was always
As someone who's always been the mom friend, I
crazy girl.
ride or
Azula.
die.
Azula.
I don't know why. Maybe that's a toxic trait.
Every time she's just on the screen, she's getting things done.
I don't know. I just want Azula to step on me. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sure a lot of people can agree with you.
At least you don't want Toph to step on you.
I like.
She got feet.
I actually like my neck. Like I real life like my neck. Like one is for play. The other one is this is dangerous. This is dangerous. I might die.
Oh, actually, no. That's so. Second goth girl that Nickelodeon has is May.
Oh,
there we go. They have two
I loved May's character.
emo girls. You know, we out here.
Dope.
What was the other girl? The one who was
Ty
like
Lee.
a gymnast? I love Ty Lee. I had a crush on Ty Lee.
Every guy had a crush on Ty Lee.
Even the guys in the show had a crush on Ty Lee.
Oh yes.
I wonder why.
Yeah, she's flexible.
Thank you. He's like, that's why. I don't know if you know. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I guess. Yeah, we've talked enough. I think.
Wait, but you have to say your last final like. What's a big memory for you out of these shows? Like, I don't know, just like either of those.
Just the programming.
I really have, and maybe this is just the old soul in me. Watching like the Brady Bunch and Facts of Life and all those older shows really was killing me, son.
You might as well have been like, damn.
Damn. Oh. How old are you? Damn. That's the Kevin Hart shit. He was violating everybody. You 50? Damn. Wilding out. I don't know. It made me grow an appreciation for just older television and kind of understanding the roots of it all to where we are now. So like, yeah, I'm all about like Jan breaking her nose from Marsha kicking the football. I randomly like Tootie on the roller skates and the Facts of Life, learning what a different world is from the Cosby Show and seeing the connection of all these spinoffs and all these things kind of get into where we are now, because a lot of these actors we see today all kind of stem from these shows. So it's a weird appreciation to have. That also might just be the fact that I was around my mom's a lot. Those were the shows she enjoyed.
Probably.
And I found enjoyment from it as well. So I think that's what makes you weird, because I shouldn't know some of the old school references.
That's definitely, because of your mom. But that's still a nice thing you shared.
Yeah. So I think that's what it is. I mean, Nick at Night is really, I think, doesn't get the respect that it deserves.
You're right.
To a lot of people.
Agreed.
But I think when you compare like Nick at Night to like Adult Swim,
I think Nick at Night has more. I think Nick at Night has more influence than Adult Swim.
It has more sentimental shit, whereas like Adult Swim has more like.
That's a conversation. I think that's a conversation for another day. Nick at Night and Adult Swim.
The after hours duos.
Yeah.
All right.
Word.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today. We are the Moon Piece Podcast, and join us next time, everybody. We are
Danny
and
I am Cory.
And I am Kimmy, and that's all for today.
And Cartoon Network wins.
Ah.
I guess. We're gonna let y'all.